Into it. We haven't done this shit in like in weeks. In weeks. We're live.
We took a big break after episode 100.
It's kind of like being VTubers killed us. I told you. VTubers are nothing but trash. None but mistakes.
I might kill me later, but that's beside the point.
Yes. I'm surprised you haven't died yet.
101 episode.
Yes, we are in episode 101. We are starting the new hundo. And here to celebrate, Fies is missing his entire lower half. He's out here freeballing it.
We're here to celebrate, Mr. 4K.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that happened. The thing is, I didn't know until I got on here and someone said congrats on the 4K, and I'm like, for real? Like, ain't no way. I haven't been doing shit. I haven't posted up content in weeks. How do I hit 4K subs not doing anything?
4K, yes, I do have a new TV, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, I know.
I have 4 4K TVs. Actually, that's a lie. No, I have 4 4K TVs. The rest are 1080. Mm-hmm. I had to map that out of my head. Mm-hmm. All right, so yes, we've been out for a while. There was no news pretty much the week after episode 100, and then pretty much last week, I know Ash, you had things to do, so you were likely gonna end up dipping out anyway. Mark was held back at work, and for me, it's like I've been dealing with allergies like the last couple of weeks, like ridiculously bad, to the point that like anybody who's been watching the Twitch streams has seen like me having like to constantly mute myself, cough off to the side, like hockaloogie, that kind of thing, just to get in the place. Luckily, I've done the drainage right before the stream, so I should be good. Should be good for now. We'll see. But then outside of that, obviously, real life work stuff. Because for those that don't know, like I had a long commute this week. I had to drive across several states for a work meeting that was a 6-hour one-way trip. So I was out pretty much Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from the home. So yes, I gotta love all that real life stuff to happen. But I think the biggest question, the meeting was from 8 in the morning up until 3:30, and then we had hibachi lunch, and then I got the itis and passed out in my room.
Oh, okay.
So, but I think the biggest question is, who got a Switch 2 pre-order in?
I got mine. Because Australia, we didn't have the delay, but
I got mine too.
Hey,
I
what
couldn't wait
version
at GameStop, so I couldn't get it.
Oh no, man. Well, we'll be playing it, thinking of you at launch.
We'll be playing Mario Kart Forza.
Yes, we'll be streaming Mario Kart. It'll be crazy.
I didn't get the camera, so you won't see me in that. Like,
I'm not gonna get that camera. Well, apparently, like any USB camera works for it.
Oh, okay.
I have an Elgato, so
okay, that works fine. I thought it would be like Pacific Switch. I think that's because they showed off the camera before all the USB hubs, so I thought it might be Switch Pacific.
Yeah, no, apparently they stated that it's really just a regular camera. There's no specific codecs in there or anything like that that's required. So you should be able to technically just put in any camera. So
yeah, that makes sense. I remember when I had the iToy and I used that as a webcam as a kid.
Early webcams. There we go. But yes, we do actually have news that's been going on. We had a new Ultraman finally get some big revelations in the last day or so.
Bad news about that, by the way. When we get to it.
Oh, is it Rube?
Yeah, it's Rube.
Oh, okay, I figured it was Rube. Obviously, things have been happening in Gavv since we last talked because they started a whole new arc. We got some scans. And obviously Gozuger has been getting crazier to the point that I'm just like, man, how are they stuffing so much early on? You better not blow your load too soon. But right now, if this keeps up, it could potentially just be the greatest Sentai ever based off what we've gotten so far. And obviously there's more stuff to come regarding all that stuff.
So you're gonna be one of those number one Sentai guys.
Oh well, we'll see. We'll see if they be out here cooking. They be out here cooking. Now I know since people typically the least interested that they are is Ultraman. I figured I would just get Ultraman out the way first, just to get it out the way. So let's see here. I haven't shared the screen yet, but yes, we do have Ultraman Omega get properly revealed. We got a little mini trailer and all that stuff go on. And here we go.
Funny thing is, you probably actually got Ultraman in the trailer.
So, Ultraman Omega has officially been announced. It is premiering on July 5th, but technically, because of time zones, it's actually going to be America Day.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Because it'll be July 4th here in the US when it airs, because it would be pretty much the day before. So I'm going to change the lyrics of Team America's America Fuck Yeah to Ultraman Fuck Yeah, and that's how it's going to go.
Ultraman Omega Fuck Yeah.
You will know. You will be none the wiser. None the wiser.
So let's talk about.
So how are we feeling about this suit?
I actually I like it a lot. Actually,
I like it. Now I can officially say as an Ultraman casual, this Ultraman doesn't look like the same as most of them because he's red.
I like the mask, the fact that they made the segments of his face like a kind of like a luchador thing.
Oh, that does look cool as well. Yeah,
I do enjoy that. I know people don't like it because it's all the red, but I like that aspect.
How do you feel about the mouth?
That's what I said. But I enjoy it. It's okay.
Now, I want him to open up his mouth.
Okay. Probably won't happen. I think it's only happened like a few times in Showa. The little Ultramans open their mouth. Oh, also.
Yeah, I mean, Blazar did it technically, like last episode.
I guess. Also, if we look at that chest real quick, not only is there like a star on there, but it's like it's similar to another Ultraman that I hate.
Also, Mebius technically a father of Ultra. When they were talking to Mebius in the beginning, their mouths were moving when they were talking. If you never noticed that.
No, I just don't care. I don't care for it.
Moving mouths. Now, I do feel that this is probably excessive red. As a guy that's a red connoisseur, I feel like this might be too much red. I don't know. Maybe the more I see it, the more it'll grow on me. But it is a lot of red going on here.
I don't know. I feel like when I think of it as like a wrestling outfit, the red is fine. Like
I mean, if you do think of it like luchador style, then yes, sure, that's fine. So essentially, this is taking place in yet another. It's another multiversal story. So it's another Earth, one in which that there's no kaiju or anything like that that's existed in here. So they don't even have a word for kaiju until obviously the events of Omega start taking place on there. So that's slightly interesting. It gives me a vibe of like Walking Dead, how in their universe there was no zombie films or anything like that, so they didn't have a word for zombies, which is why they called them walkers and things like that. Is how they make that distinction within that universe.
Yeah, and then they call themselves the Walking Dead in the end. Because
All right, so we got our main character that, from the looks of him, I was getting very like Heisei Phase 1, like Kamen Rider Pro Tag vibes, just from the look, the hairstyle, and everything. I was just like, he looks so much more different than what I was anticipating for a protagonist here. But I like the fit. I like the fit.
Yeah. It looks nice.
So he is an alien, but he got an amnesiac story going on here. Kind of cliche by now, but yes, he takes an interest in life forms called humans that he is meeting for the first time. Whenever he senses a kaiju's presence, he suddenly demonstrates extraordinary physical abilities. So essentially, yes, we got another actor that this was their dream, was to be an Ultra, and now he gets to be an Ultra. So, hey, I mean, it works out. If that's your goal, was to act in this thing, and you finally get to be said thing, then that's great, unless you're Boon Violet. But otherwise, that's great for you.
Don't jinx him too, please. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
no, he's the main character. The show's named after him. He's not gonna get sidelined in his own show. Famous last words.
Can you stop that? It happened in Revice. It could happen here.
It's like, I always wanted to play in Thing. Finally gets to play in Thing. You barely get to see him in Thing.
Not that, but if you know anything about Rube and like the fact that this is being written by that dude, it could be likely.
Look, Nexus. Look, I haven't seen Nexus, so I have no concept of Nexus currently, besides its banger openings.
Oh yeah, I love that opening.
Both of them are really good. One's better than the other.
All right, so we got the director here. So the director is returning from other Ultra shows such as Ultraman Rube, Decker, and Trigger, Episode Z. All time grade A, amazing shows. No one can say anything negative. These are masterpieces in their own right.
Best one was Decker, and Decker was okay at best.
Decker was mid as fuck.
That's what I'm saying. It was okay at best. The other two shows, Trigger was terrible. Rube, is disgusting.
You're gonna love this show, Cloudy. It's gonna be amazing.
No, I don't think I will. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is one of the only Ultra shows that I think Sai might skip. This is like a cacophony of everything he doesn't like.
Now, to be fair, he's just a director, though. He's just a director.
Do you know the director has more power and control over what happens in the show than the actual showrunners and the writer? Like, when it comes to Ultraman, like, the director is usually how you tell how the show's going to be, not the writer.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, Cloudy. This is going to be one of them shows, I guess, for you. I bet it's going to have a banger opening, but then, like, everything else would just be mid.
I am hopeful that this will be okay or good. Now, does he have a good track record? No. But maybe the fourth time,
Let's see. So he's very enthused to be working on this as his third series as lead director. This is a story about the Ultra himself. Until now, the series I've acted as lead director were focused on coming-of-age stories focused on young Earthlings. With Ultraman Omega, my aim is to tell the story of When They Awaken, where Ultraman himself tries to find the answers to questions like, why do I protect Earth? And why do I fight alongside Earthlings? I think children and adults alike will enjoy this classic story with likable characters and impressive kaiju.
That's also not entirely true.
Well, he said it. I gotta take the director's word for it.
Okay, maybe now I have some bad feelings about the show.
All right, so now we got some shots of Ultraman Omega himself. How do you feel about his transformation item, the Omega Slugger?
I
What a
like it.
name.
It's kind of cool. I mean, like, I like sluggers usually involved with, like, the ultras. Usually when ultra has one slugger, it's okay. Not when they have two.
You like it when they have 0 sluggers?
Zio, don't. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood.
What if he makes a cameo in the beginning of this show?
I mean,
He is known to travel the multiverse.
Okay, so yes, that is the worst thing about this. Zero can be in any Ultra show because he can be in any dimension at any point in time, which I hate. I hate that because since they says like he's in his own dimension, like his own universe, he can still appear. That happened in Rube too.
Well, this is going to follow the tradition that they've set in terms of simulcast with English dub options being available.
Yes.
They did announce that the voice actor for the lead is this guy here. I don't know who this guy is or what he's done before, but
What's their name?
let's see here. It is Koi Dao.
No, I have no idea who that is.
Is this the guy who's going to be doing the growls for Omega?
He's going to be just a voice for the main character in English.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we got a couple looks at some kaijus here. How you feeling about these kaiju designs?
Look pretty cool.
The kaiju's always usually pretty good. Like I said, I like this suit. I don't think it's that bad.
But will you love it by the end?
Well, that usually depends on how I feel about the show.
Well, obviously, it's something that I'll be keeping track of with the Twitch streams come July. So that'll be added onto the docket where I know over half of the people that will be watching the stream will be tuning out because they usually dip out when Ultraman gets played. So bringing it back. Just like my cough. We're bringing it back.
Oh, no. It's back.
Yep. Wow. All right. So real quick, I did want to touch upon something that we were discussing last week, which was the whole tariff situation and our Toku toys. Just because if no one has been on tokullectibles recently, they did put out a statement addressing the tariff situation in itself. So essentially, they had a plan before, and they were originally just going to eat the cost if it was just going to be a base 10%, but then it clearly wasn't, and now it's over 100%. So they're like, yeah, we can't eat those costs. There's no way whatsoever. So there has been changes throughout the website on pricing for certain units. Some pre-orders will end up being affected by things. So just be aware of all of that. Yeah, so it sucks that they have to do this, but I mean, it's literally the state of the world right now is kind of doom and gloom and completely unpredictable in terms of how it's affecting so many different markets. It's like, who would have thought things going on in the political scene would start affecting things like Toku collectors? But hey, the reach is far. The reach is far. So yeah.
I mean, it's like a global trading, like tariffs, like that. That just affects everything. Yeah, every aspect of your day-to-day life.
So if you want a discount, if you're affected by tariffs, use code ZERO at checkout.
There's no discount. What are you talking about?
Sorry. If you're gonna buy these toys anyway, at least let them know, Zio sent you, and he gave you that warning about the prices.
Yeah, so I did let you know.
Yeah.
However, my pre-orders are still since I made my pre-orders and paid them off in full beforehand, I'm good.
Okay, nice.
My Shoto phone and mobile rights are still safe. Yeah. Those are my only other things I'm waiting on.
I need to know what these new prices are gonna look like.
Is the mobile right? still.
You'll already see them in a lot of instances. A lot of their new listings are just much higher. Like, for example, SH figure arts are now $100.
What were they before? Like around like 50? Some of them were 50 to 80 bucks or something.
Yeah, they were in like the high like 80s, so they went up in some instances. So essentially, if it's anything that they already had in stock in their warehouse, then the price is saved. But if it's something that they have to get new allotment in, yeah, that price is gonna get high. It's just how it is.
Yay, save the world. Also affecting our switches.
All right, so moving on. Let me see if I can get this up here. Because this dropped after the last episode of Gavv that we ended up covering, was the poster for the new arc, and essentially a good look at these final forms for Gavv in general.
Well, we see them.
Yeah, yep. And I like how they look here, but I don't like how they look in the other shots, like in the scans that we've been getting periodically.
I mean, these are really good pose shots, I feel like.
They are. We got Master and Over here.
Which is which? I don't know.
I believe
Master
purple is Master and orange is Over.
Okay.
However, I don't like how they're getting this gimmick.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, do you know how they're getting this gimmick?
Nope, no, not at all. I don't.
Okay, so essentially, the way that the gimmick's gonna work is Sachika has the greatest idea to combine all their food together and make Shoma eat it.
That is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'm like, this is quite.
That's almost as bad as painted red. It'll move faster.
It's literally like, hey, we're just gonna take all this food stuff and put it in a bowl, and Shoma's just gonna eat it.
Wait, some of that stuff isn't sweet. It's gonna be disgusting when you think about it. Some of those are like gummy cake, chocolate, like marshmallow. Oh God, jawbreakers, lollipop. Oh my.
Yeah, they're just gonna combine them all, and that's what's gonna give him this power up. Is he's essentially. He's gonna get constipated with the amount of food that he's just gonna be gorging on just to squeeze out this one thing.
I want the Gavv like just to choke, just to be like, why? What have you done to me?
Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of how they're getting this. To be fair, like I do feel like since we've gone to this new arc of Gavv in general, it's been a little weird in terms of tone. Obviously, the part of the reason is that these episodes aren't being written by Junko. She's only supervising them, so they feel a little weird, a little bit too goofy. But then we get this as the thing going on for the final form, and I'm like, now this is peak goofy. Like, what's going on with the show?
I hope there's more to it than this. Like, I really hope like this is just something they're showing in a magazine, and it's like maybe there's something deeper involved. Please. Oh, that reminds me. On the poster, we also see the potential two final villains, which look like President and Longo.
Yeah, so the thing is, it's like, I don't know, since like the scans already show like Longo
fighting Master, right?
Yeah, it makes me think that he might be out the door sooner.
Yeah, this is giving me like Longo is maybe not making it to be like final bad guy. Like it could be either the president or something.
Also, I mean, I still think it's probably Nita playing the long game, and we'll start seeing like the fruits of whatever he's been cooking up later on.
Also, unless they start dying like immediately, like he starts like running rounds with like his siblings, like it feels like they're either gonna go out really, really quickly.
Yeah,
like, I really don't want them to be rushed. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll see how rushed this debut actually ends up being as well. But let's see here. Based off some of these shots that we got, we see that Glota's about to catch these hands.
Damn, he really in the air like that.
Yep. So she's probably gonna get bodied. I'm just like, man, is this just gonna be like cleaning house on the siblings?
Yeah, that's what
as
I'm
soon
saying.
as this form comes out.
I don't want it to be like that because it seems like it's going to be too easy.
Well,
what is that? Chocolate starfish?
I think this one's just a special from the movie.
Oh, okay. Wait a second. Chocolates. Oh, no.
Keep rolling.
Oh, chocolate starfish in the hot dog water. Damn it.
Yeah, so we got the shots here of him facing off against Rango, and then we also see Bake.
Oh, they're alive.
Yeah. Well,
and this one's not using. You see here, he's not rocking the bitter Gavv, so it's not bitter Gavv rocking the Gochizo. It's Bake.
So,
but then who's Bake?
Because it's not. You know, it can't be. He's dead, right?
We assume he's dead.
Please?
Or is there a Suga clone that we don't know about?
Ooh.
I would feel more comfortable if Native, like, you know, used
is the one wearing it and he's just using it to manipulate Hanzo.
That, or he like used Suga's body to like make, you know, a Bake, you know, puppet or something like that. I don't know. Just
I mean, there'd be enough.
It'd be like, you know, straight Suga.
Yeah, so more looking at this Disco Chizo of Clusterfuck.
Mm-hmm.
Which man, for a gimmick, I'm not really feeling it. You know what I find weird is when we first got like the toy itself, people were pointing to the fact that the top part pops right off, thinking that, you know, the final form would be like an attachment that just replaces the top of the actual bell itself, but it looks like that's not the case. So maybe they were just forward thinking when they were designing this toy, and that didn't actually come to fruition.
Or maybe we'll have another final form, or like an actual proper final form after this.
Or he gets an upgraded Gavv towards the end that gives him his real final form. That's just a glossier finish to his base suit.
Wait, I forgot this is Reiwa. That could happen.
Yes.
So what is that supposed to be? Like some kind of cookie, like candy bag? I don't know.
It's like people are saying like a bag of jelly beans. Like essentially when he does the transformation and the bag pops up with the things, so it's just there.
Okay, then why couldn't this form come from actual jelly beans? Does it come from like everything?
Because yes, I'm assuming it's like those jelly beans where you get like different flavors in there, like the joke ones.
Oh, the
beans have like, you know, savory foods in there as well as sweets. That could be what they're playing at here. Absolutely disgusting, though.
And so the whole thing is, if he flips it over, he's one side versus the other.
Yes.
Also, this may be weird. I feel like over would look better with purple eyes instead of orange eyes.
Yeah, that's the thing that I don't get. It's like it's very prominently orange with very minimal purple, but then here we've got a good like it's literally not the inverse of one another when I think it should be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it should have complemented each other more, like take more of the purple aspect. But it's not. It's just so very orange.
I mean, I do like the sleekness of their look.
The suit's nice.
But yeah, this is just a little bit too much. Obviously, if I had to pick a favorite over it, it's gonna have to be the purple versus the orange.
Yeah, I guess Master versus Over.
Yeah, I like Master over Orange as well.
Whoa, that's a powerful punch. You know what I think, or at least I hope not, but possibly. Ever since I don't want to talk about the episode too much, but like the most recent episode where we got Glota, like sorry, it is Glota, like doing that thing where after Longo got the news to go out, I feel like she's probably gonna die. Like really
Now they're
soon.
all on their way out anyway, so. But yes, we are going to end up getting a bitter Gavv that is rocking the big fit. However, according to rumors, it's the centipede or millipede Granu. So the guy that was eating the cake candy thing, well, essentially the dark candy, but it for some reason was like in cake form when he ate it this latest episode. So it's not a Shoma clone.
Oh.
And then there's been the long running rumors before we even got Bitter Gavv that Jeep was gonna end up being a Bitter Gavv. So Cloudy, make sense of this.
I can't.
How are they getting a different Gavv than if they've already got one?
So what's gonna happen is that I don't know. All I can imagine is what, like
They're troopers. They're going the trooper route. If this is indeed legit, then they're going the trooper route, and we are going to get Bitter Gavv troopers.
Didn't we already get Bitter Gavv troopers, and now
they were clones? So it's like they kind of went a different direction. But the fact that there's the one form of Bitter Gavv that we had seen since the belt was available for purchase that we still haven't gotten in the show, and we just have like no idea about the clones themselves in terms of like the rest of their fates. I mean, there's like one, but otherwise it's just like what is going on right here?
All I can imagine is that either Nito's going to start mass producing these things and giving to his some of his minions. But if that's the case, do they have multiple Bitter Gavv suits? Bake suits, because we only saw the one Bitter Gavv every time they would fight them, even though there's technically supposed to be an army.
What I'm assuming is obviously it's like, since the undersuit's easy to make, it's like one would be rocking the bake fit, one would be rocking the standard Bitter Gavv fit, one would be rocking the potato sticks fit. And there we go.
I didn't even think we would get the potato sticks form in the show at this point.
I mean, given that it was on the toy, we're gonna get it eventually.
I was really hoping to be done with Bitter Gavv. I guess this just feels like a lot to cram in for this final act. I don't know how they're gonna balance the story.
If they're gonna stick the landing or not, I don't know. Given how the last few episodes have been playing out, like I said, it's probably because Junko's was probably working on the summer film during the times that these episodes were in production, that they feel so different. Yeah. Like they're still good, but it's just but it doesn't feel like this show. Yeah, it feels like I'm watching a different show.
Obviously quality aside, quality is good. Gavv still very good. Writing jokes are still landing from time to time. Stuff like that. But it's I don't know. It feel like these characters are acting a bit different, a little too silly.
The latest episode, afterwards, when I digested it and was talking to folks on VC about it, it felt like a hyper battle video that I just finished watching. That's the tone that episode had.
Basically, it only got kind of serious at the end. You know what I mean? That was when we actually kind of move forward.
Look, Godchard was consistent in the fact that it was so inconsistent.
Oh wait, So do you think the president will be the final villain? Because like
No,
I don't know
I
about
don't.
that. Because
No.
I don't even know if he'll be fighting the president like that.
The thing is, like, it's nice to know that he's got very powerful, like, familiars, given that the butler is one of his agents.
Yeah.
Essentially agent equivalent. And I was like, ooh, that's crazy how it's just that strong and powerful. I can't wait for there to be a base form new person showing up and manages to wipe the floor with them, because that's usually how things go.
I mean, to be fair, it was only fighting base Gavv. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although, I do have a theory that I honestly like. The only way I can imagine the president stepping in, because like he's been shown, because he doesn't care about the human world. It doesn't seem like he actually gives a crap about any of it. Is if his daughter gets killed in one of these like fights and stuff like that. That's the only way I see him getting like his hands actually involved.
Probably. The thing is, it's like, the thing is, it's like, given how unstable Jipu currently is, which is still weird. Like, they went a completely different route, and I kind of don't like the way that he met Lizelle, I believe is her name.
Yeah.
Because he's just out moping, and then she's just walking in the streets, runs into him, and that's it. They get instantly in this relationship, and I'm like, this is what? This is too convenient of a plot device to just be thrown in here. Also, we got a super chat from Jam Cow. This final form may be an Inazuman reference, where the strong tanky mode absorbs attacks to charge up for the sleek lightning bruiser mode. That, or it's like builds rabbit, and tank. Yeah, I can see that.
I feel like the latter, probably.
Well, either way, they still like try putting in Ishin Mori references as much as they can in these shows, even to like non-writer related stuff.
Okay. Oh, Ash left. Don't know that happened.
He disappeared for a second. Kevin took him.
Goddamn. All right.
Yep.
All right. But speaking of which, we know that Shoma's gonna have a conversation with her next episode, upcoming episode. I guess tomorrow if you like watch Raws, or Sunday if you wait for the subs and whatnot. So what do you think that conversation is gonna be about?
I don't know what it could be about. It could be one of those of like, you best not be messing with my man's type situation, or it's just a ploy to essentially probably trying to strongman Shoma by flaunting her power.
Oh wait, I don't like what they did with G. Like, I get it, I understand it. You know what I mean? Like, I know why they're doing it. But it's just a little too creepy, if that makes any sense.
The thing is, it's just like I had the prediction that maybe it would be a situation where he does try to be his sister, and I mean, we got it. It's not in the way that I thought they were gonna do it. It's still creepy, and it's worse when Lizelle jumps into the mix and says, you can keep that face.
Yeah, you can. It doesn't matter what face you have. You're still my property.
Oh shit.
I don't know. It was just like one of those things where it's like when you see him in the mirror, and then I saw him pull out the the device to transform. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. I really don't like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the thing that I did enjoy was just the fact that, and I got this when I streamed the episode 2 weeks ago, was just the president coming in to the stomach, ink. And essentially I was just like, seeing Rango reap what he sowed. Karma's a fucking bitch. Like, he got so good. And I was just like, Yes, give me more of that. That was great.
Yeah,
Like had this man on the ground.
Yeah, that's what we expected for the most part. And we
It's
still
like
did
he wanted this. He wanted to get into the high society, and then look at what you get. Look at what your ass got.
Now Lisa's the president. He's some like management grunt, if I'm correct. And he's being ordered around by their little brother. Great.
So, yep.
Yeah.
Though
I mean,
what I do hate is that some of the plot points that I felt that they could have done with Rango just got completely thrown by the wayside. Because it's like looking back at some previous episodes and things that I had like noticed was essentially like Rango's introduction, where they had that moment between like him and Sachika that made me think that they were gonna do something between those two characters that just never ended up happening. And then I'm looking back and I'm like, now that episode feels weird because it's just like that moment now just feels weird because there is no point to it whatsoever besides the fact that menacing.
I thought
but Sachika hasn't seen that man since.
I thought we were gonna get a payoff for that. Remember when like the lighting changed in Sachika's apartment and like she was heading towards, I forget, it was like a corner or something, and I was like, oh, she's gonna get got. It's probably gonna be one of Rango's agents or something like that, right? Nothing happened.
Nope. So it's just odd. Like I'm wondering if there was a, we always say it's like studio interference when they try and think of a certain plot point, but then they don't get it.
I mean, we'll find out. Like, maybe. Sorry, allergies. Maybe the overall more jovial tone of the show is kind of because of maybe like the reaction to some of the more gritty, serious stuff that the show has been exposing us to. Because like we knew like the parents were complaining, so it's like I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the general reception to this show in Japan has just been a mixed bag, where it's like the internet scene was definitely hyping this up, at least on the Western community front, but on the actual home shores front, the market that they actually care about, it's not.
Yeah.
And I mean, we got that early on with their sales numbers for their toys were actually not doing better than God charts.
Yeah. Like if you think about like who they're trying to reach. Sorry. They're trying to reach like a lot of kids, and like if like the parents aren't gonna buy the toys for the kids because they don't want the kids watching the show, then obviously they're not gonna be making that money. So.
Yep.
I get it.
It's just a shame because the show obviously like it's still good, but it's definitely not as great as it was.
Yeah, it's kind of missing that bite to it, like what I mean, that like edge it had in the first half.
And I mean that's the thing. Obviously, when the shows first start, they have all the potential in the world to go any direction. But obviously, as the shows progress and they start getting more concrete with the details, then there's only so much you can get before that thing fully settles. And right now, it's I don't know. Hopefully, once Junko's back at the helm writing the episodes, we'll see the change again. Because right now, it does feel a little coasty.
Although we do have, although next week I don't know if I should be disappointed or not. We're building up to like finding Lakia's Lagenain's brother's killer, right? And then we found him this week, and he was just a barber. And
no, I think that's a red herring. I'm like, there's no way if they literally pay off that arc in such a random way, like what are the odds?
I'm hoping, but it's
like it has to be if legit it is this new guy that we just met this episode, I'm gonna be highly disappointed. Highly disappointed.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like I thought it was real, and I still, to some extent, think like it's not a red herring. I mean, I know the show has done red herrings to us a lot, but that was like in the earlier episodes. Like they haven't done it to us in a minute. So it's It is what it is. But I was very disappointed when I saw it because I'm like, this guy is Lakia's killer. This guy was the guy who we were building up to, because it's like
there was no buildup. That's the entire thing. It's just like, oh, this mark on this tree looks surprisingly like the mark that was done on my brother's back. This guy must be that guy. And I'm like, this guy better not be that guy. Didn't earn it. I'm not feeling it.
I'm just. It would have been nice to like see I like some kind of like actual mystery develop, and we actually like find out about what happened and how it happened. And I was hoping it'd be a higher level dude than just this random dude. You know what I mean? Like maybe someone they only call in like in emergencies. Like damn. Oh, which back to the point about that. There is one side story that it does have me still very interested, and that is Hanto looking for the Inoes.
Yeah, that's the one thing is like trying to find his mom's family, just to show him his mom's family, just to see if there's people that they can find. It'd be a great way to throw in a cameo appearance of both Akiko and Toshiki just randomly showing up.
You really
look if they're like Toshiki Noe's your grandpa, I'll be like, hold the phone. Just writes itself.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it'll be the debut. He gets a shark form as well.
No. He'll actually be the Wolf Granute, and people that have had that theory for the longest time will now be satisfied.
Oh wait,
because they'll do the Wolf.
Maybe the Inoes are connected to the Wolf Granute.
Ah, yes, it was just a wolf orphanock the entire time. They finally got some pigmentation on there. They're not just white.
But in all seriousness, yeah, that's another thing that still hasn't been paid off. Who was that wolf with Hanto? Like, who's the wolf?
Nah, they ain't touching that. I feel like if they ever touch that plot point again, it'll be with Hanto's V Cinema after the show's over.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, honestly. And then we also but I still want to know like about Shoma's human side family, because it's like, what if like she had like other than just like maybe she had like an actual husband on Earth. What if she or like brothers and maybe had other kids? Who knows?
I mean, there's been the theory floating around since the episode came out. What if she's got a twin sister? And it's just like, oh, convenient. We can get the actress back and just put her on a different name.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's one of the only things that's actually been interesting me about the show.
And chat's really still not feeling this guy, but the guy potentially being Komel's killer.
Like, I know that they don't want to think that. I'm just saying you should, like, guys, I know, like, you don't want to believe it's true, and I don't want to believe it's true. But you got to remember, there's a reality where this could be the case. And, it ain't.
It'll be the worst payoff ever. It'll be the worst way to end that plot point.
What if they pull it off, Zio? What if they pull it off?
You think they can do that in one episode?
Absolutely not.
Because technically, like, these episodes are going in the standard formula of Monster of the Tweak. So we've got like this last week was episode 1 of this arc, and then this upcoming one wraps up this Granute's plot. So by this episode, we'll know whether or not it's actually a red herring or if the guy was that guy.
Oh boy.
But it'll be terrible. It'll be terrible. Not
if he's found out to be the actual guy.
Yes, I won't like that whatsoever. But then again, if it is a red herring, then technically, mostly nothing was gained from this set of episodes because it would have indeed been a filler episode.
It would have just made like the bond of Hanto and whatever they're like.
Essentially, because even the Inoue that he was tracking wasn't, the Inoue that we were looking, which led to this entire thing. Unless this lady, the the mother of the son that went missing is actually related to Shoma's mom.
Could be. You never know. But then again, why would you name your son after your daughter
or your sister?
Sorry, your sister
or your cousin.
Maybe. But I'm hoping there's more to it than just what's on the surface. Like I've Gavv has made me expect more from the show, so I'm positive. I'm optimistic.
I don't know, Ash. How have you been feeling? Have you caught up with the episodes?
I haven't watched the latest one, but I don't think I'm missing out on too much because it looked like a silly episode with
And that's exactly what you're getting.
Okay.
There's like I said, there's like small stuff that's like trying to advance the plot forward, but it's nothing like major, nothing incredible's actually happened. But yeah, I don't know. How would you guys feel about this though? Like, how would you wrap up this next arc if you had to, then, Zio?
Well, the thing is,
next arc, this next episode. Like, knowing what you know, how would you wrap up this next episode to make it satisfying?
Well, so the theory that I had the last time, back when I did videos on Gavv, I know it was a long time ago. Essentially, the theory that I had that I don't know, I'm still hoping that maybe we go somewhere close to this direction, is that Nirav, in terms of his revenge for Lakia technically running away with his tech and all that shit, and now having his hands on Suga's cloning technology, might make a clone of Komel as a villain for him to fight.
Oh.
And essentially, maybe the bitter Gavvus that we see in these scans might actually be Komel clones, just to mess with Lakia, because I don't think he would be able to strike a blow against his sibling like that.
Could be. Yeah. Also, Lakia. I thought Lakia 9 was going to be dead ages ago. How many episodes do we have left?
The thing is, it's like obviously they changed his role in the intro, so he's gonna be around. Yeah. Remember, he went from just looking back at the camera to now being like when they're dancing. But he's still not in the final shot when everybody's like all sunset, chilling out. So
yeah, he could still die maybe later on.
And there are still rumors that he is going to end up getting a final form. So
I've heard many rumors about it. I haven't seen any hints to it yet, but all right. But no, what was I trying to remember? Yeah. So, but in all seriousness, what is it again? How many episodes do we have left of the show? Is it
32?
32, 31.
Yeah.
In the next potential 18 to 16 episodes, do you think they could wrap up all these plot points? Well,
no.
Damn.
Maybe.
Damn. So for yes, Ash.
I don't know.
It's doable, but I do feel that we're gonna sprint to the finish.
It'll be tight.
It'll be one of those where they will drop a lot of things, because I really do feel, based off of these scans that we're looking at, Lango and Glota are probably going to get knocked out within the next 5 episodes. Yeah, 4 or 5 episodes. They're gone, dusted, leaving essentially Jipu and Nirav as the only siblings remaining, and then the president, and then whatever the fuck Nirav is cooking up, if he's cooking up something, which would be a disappointment if he's not cooking up something, because then he ain't sciencing, and I need my scientist to science, because
he is sciencing. He's doing the bitter Gavv. He's talking.
I don't want another Revice situation where the scientist went stupid by the end of the show.
We know.
I don't want another George situation. No more Georges.
Yeah. No more Kurosakis.
Yes, there also is the baby K.
Mm-hmm.
That we don't know yet what's going on with Perfect Cell here.
We know, like I said, not sure. Nirab is talking to Dente next week, so that's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna be asking for advice or like just like, hey, I know where you are. I'm gonna either kill you or threaten you in some meaningful way.
No, they're men of science. They're gonna talk science. They're gonna talk that science.
Yeah, talk that good science.
I can imagine Baby K being like the final boss. Like it's something that has already been in production and it's just below Dr. Jiro. I mean, Suga's lab, and it's just been there, cooking. And then it turns out that we get K, but it's future K that found a time machine from some guy that was trying to go back to the past to fix, someone's heart condition. And we know that Hanto has a heart condition that could use some curing. But this guy from the future just said, apparently he got jacked up. And then we get the Cell Saga. I mean, the Baby K saga.
Interesting. Oh, that reminds me. What is it again? Have we seen Nirab's Kenzoku yet?
Yes. We have seen Nirab's agents before. Yes, the orange ones.
Okay.
Because remember, they're the ones that got the drop in on Hanto and his boss's conversation early show.
Ah, okay. I thought that was a red one. My bad.
No, that was an orange one. So.
Okay. We haven't seen them do anything other than that, yeah. But
yeah, they've just been snooping. That's it. They just gather info.
I need them to explain to me how this Kenzoku nonsense works, by the way. Because the president can make them, the stomach family can make them, so is this like an upper Granute thing?
But the thing is, it's like apparently like the stomach family are not upper class, so it shouldn't be that case.
And then
but we haven't seen the
can't do it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like we don't know if they can or if they can't, because it's like once again, it's like we don't know if Lakia can make them.
Apparently, well, I assume he would have if he could at this point.
Or I wonder if it's based off of whatever food they're eating, and since this man just eats rocks, he's not getting that full nutritional value that he needs to shoot out familiar.
Are you saying like those weird glass pebble marbly things is what they need?
Yes. They need that.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. It's just something that's been bothering me for a while now because it's like I had a feeling I knew how I thought the Kenzoku thing was like stomach family only. All right. Now we find out president can do it too. So now I'm just like, what?
Well, the thing that I'm more confused about that was dropped by the president when in his meeting with Lango was the fact that he revealed that the stomach family are like the only ones that had the way or means to travel multiple dimensions.
Yeah.
Which is also like, yeah, but how do you do that? Like, how does such a thing happen?
How did they figure that out? Because it's like, we know it's like they can do that with their family mark insignia on certain doors, and then they access those rooms. Who figured that out? How did that happen? Was that their grandfather?
Was that the grandpa? Since he suddenly landed on Earth and then liquefied some humans in some way that we don't know about, which is still another plot point that I'm just like, yeah, that seemed very rush of an explainer on the origins to these things. So
I'm just saying, there's a lot of questions I have for the show that I was just like, okay, this is when we were in the earlier segments of the show. I'm like, I was kind of happy that these questions were still here. You know what I mean? And because
because it depends on how they handle them later on, and the way that they've handled them has been not that great. Yeah,
some things we've gotten some pretty decent answers for, but this is one of those where it's just like, I would like, we have 18 to 16 episodes left. Chop, get on that.
Let's see. Kamen X says the minions and the dimension thing might be one of those things that never gets explained in the show. But in production notes, I hate those. I always hate when the show ends and then you've got the fucking writer or producer doing damage control on everything.
Yes, because here's the thing. You have a show. Show, don't tell. Just you can... Please.
And that's the thing. Is this show does have a lot of plot points, and that's what made it very like, you know, I was eating good with all the information that could potentially come from like what they were laying in there, with the revelations hopefully being paid off well. But if the revelations aren't good, if the revelations aren't satisfactory, then it ain't gonna be so great.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, what I thought was gonna be a pretty shitty payoff, that was the bitter Gavv stuff. No, that was actually pretty satisfying. Like Sugar explaining how everything went down. Like, that was actually kind of nice.
I still think that bitter Gavv arc is like the worst arc in the show, though.
Oh no, absolutely. Like, arc wise, like of like the entertaining value. I just think that like the explainer for it was actually pretty good. Like, it was surprisingly well handled with his debut.
But then he got sued and got beat in 2 episodes,
presumably. Yeah.
All right, so moving on to Youre, which is wrapping up round 1.
I assume Ash, you're caught by that expression.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely caught up with Youre. I'm on top of with the weekly.
That review. Is a peak show, but once again, it's probably because once again, like we were talking about Gavv, early episodes are. If you're doing them well, they are nice because you're eating good and there's plot points that, you know.
There's answers to be like questions to be had.
Yes. You know what I mean? And right now, like they are steamrolling through the plot because it's like the fact that we got the introduction to Horu's brother, instantly get Garudo, and then instant revelation. There wasn't even a need to do like a whole little mini arc of like the mystery of it. They just straight up just give us the entire thing right away. I'm just like, okay, all right, yeah, we doing things. But here's June. How we feeling about this?
I mean,
I like the color scheme definitely works for me. I think.
Yeah.
I like the skirt and the legs, but the back is where I'm like, what is going on back there?
I mean, this is the toy form. I'll wait to see the suit or the.
Well, guess what? Apparently, June's first few appearances will be strictly CG.
Oh, okay. Nah.
Because they haven't made suit yet, and Cloudy disappeared.
Oh no, Cloudy, no. Well, that makes sense. Like they're still working on the suit. At least they're not rushing it. So it might be a mess of a CG, but at least that's.
I mean, so far the CG that they've implemented has been pretty good. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
I don't know what's going on with my.
Welcome back. I don't know what happened.
I don't know either. That was weird.
Thing is, for the toy, like I don't like the break in the gray to the white here in the waist. I obviously because the change in how they had it, but I'm like, y'all could at least paint it that.
I hope it looks better in show.
Yeah, because literally the majority of the body is just like it's Tegasword. It's just Tegasword with a different head, which is weird. Because I expected a more feminine body for June, especially since she's the queen. But it's just like, nah, you just got a big head on Tegasword's body, and that's what you gave us.
Like I said, it's okay. I like it. It's just whether or not it looks better in the show. And what's going on with that backpack? Because what's happening back there? What you got back there?
I mean, hopefully when they debut it, like since it'll be CG, they can take some liberty with some proportions to make it look, you know, distinguishably different. But the fact that it is literally body of Tegasword with like little tiny extra things and then the wings, and it's like, okay. So I can see why Tegasword left her.
So this is what they were hypothesizing would combine with Tegasword at some point?
But here's the reds that we're going to be getting coming up.
Ew. One of them we've met. But one of them might also be coming back with the preview.
Yeah. Well, as the pilot of, certain Samba.
Now this thing here.
Yeah.
NFT Megazord.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Robo Universe line repaint.
Yeah, no, I've seen
Black
it.
and gold.
Black and gold.
Mm.
Yeah, we see CG Sega June here. Hooray. Terrible, not that great of a quality.
Yeah, I want to cover these scans, but they're not high res yet from what I've seen, and I don't want to get the AI upscale ones.
More of that terrible horror form.
And then the low quality poster between the different factions.
Mm.
But the Garudo suit. How are we feeling about that suit now that we've seen it in action? Because obviously last time we discussed it, we just had the silhouette literally debuted right after. With everything, I was getting massive like Red X vibes from Teen Titans when I saw it.
I don't like the horn. That's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah, the gun on head is weird.
Like from the neck down, perfect. But from that head thing,
It's I don't know. I'm digging it so far. I don't know. I think it's the color scheme or the X. I like it. I love it.
I would just change the gun on the helmet. Like it just throws things off. Everything else I do like about it.
Yeah, the eye. I even like the fact that if you look at one of the eyes, it's like yellow and with the X faded in. But I don't like the fact that there's a gun on his head, or it's just off-putting. I don't know why they did that.
Maybe he'll bend down and the thing is, it's angled like that, so it's like it's
like he's shooting to the side, so it's like.
Yep.
What? But I like how he fights a lot. Like that's definitely one thing I really enjoy about this guy.
But he did have a pretty nice introduction to things, and then the fact that he did win over Horu for a while. So I did notice that the episode in which Horu was technically on his brother's side, he was wearing contacts.
Oh.
Which goes into my theory about contacts.
Okay.
Within the show itself.
Okay.
Because since obviously like you got Fire Candle as well as Bouquet wearing contacts, Kuon is not.
Yep.
He is completely just there, but he does have the Queenitis in the back.
Blue used to wear contacts apparently.
Yeah, but that's a red herring.
Mm.
But that's another thing between the characters, just the fact that he's got that X on his back that seems to be consuming him, which once again is giving me G Gundam vibes with the Devil Gundam cells.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, yeah, there's a lot of G Gundam in this show. But overall, obviously, the show's still good. But the thing is, just like they've moved in such rapid pace in terms of the plot points that I'm just like, man, I don't know what y'all are gonna pull out next. Like you guys have technically answered a lot of the questions that we already had so early on. So what else are you gonna start throwing in there?
True. Who knows? Who knows?
Let me see. So let's see.
Oh, right. Another thing. I liked the relationship developing between Haru and the candle thing. The candle guy. I keep hearing his name.
Someone in the chat says, which means the Ghost User visor is actually a blindfold.
What?
See that? Because Garudo doesn't like he's got an exposed eye on his suit, while the rest of them don't. Okay. So,
I see what you mean.
No, what's the theory? The theory was put in my Goes User video, so you watch that. The theory on the contacts, I literally explained at the end of that video, so not going to regurgitate it. That's why the content exists. This is just touching on other points.
Yes. Surprise! This was actually surprisingly a really good episode, and I like how Hotaru wasn't fired this week.
He'll get fired some other day.
Listen, I actually like the cafe. I think like if that's his permanent job, that's actually kind of cool.
I mean, it would make sense. It's just like he's already living there, so just do it.
No, not that cafe. I'm talking about the host club.
Oh yeah, no, he's not gonna stay there. Then you know that's a one-off bit.
He didn't get fired though. He could still keep the job.
You might go back there.
Yeah.
Nah, he's probably gonna
Seemed
go
like a
MIA.
good
He probably forgot to clock out, so he ran up the clock. So he gets fired for time theft.
It was one of the only jobs he was actually good at.
Maybe he quit. It's not that he got fired. He just quit.
Yeah, we don't know what he did before he showed up on the scene.
Yep.
Oh, Ash, what about you? What do you think of his budding relationship with the candle guy? Because I thought that was well done. I was like,
With Fire Candle?
Yeah.
I like him. Like, Fire Candle's becoming one of my favorite villains because he's got that Goku in him. Like, he just wants to fight. Like, he gets the thrill of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And I freaking like that. Like, I like their relationship, and I hope it continues to go somewhere moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like it. I really do like the rivalry they both have.
The thing is, I can see both Fire Candle and Bouquet defecting to the Gozugers. If my theory is correct, then they're essentially just being controlled. Once they realize that they're humans that got technically stolen away from their life, their home, then they might have a change of heart or have that character conflict.
Maybe. I'm kind of
because it's like right now I don't see them being as antagonistic towards our folks, and even Bouquet. The only reason why she mad was just because Blue fucked up her photos of Blue, but she don't know it's Blue.
I mean, I like the dynamic at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how like things develop. I definitely don't want them to like become allies anytime soon, for sure.
Well, no, that would be definitely rushing a lot.
Yeah. Like I'm hoping the rivalry lasts for quite a bit. One thing I'm hoping is, I know you kept saying it, but you're like, okay, we got the last time we had Brother Red's, in Sentai, it was like, hey, Miraculous, he just should have just been a bad guy and died. You know what I mean? Shouldn't have gotten redemption. This guy, I don't like. I know, like people think maybe someone thinks that there could be redemption, but I think he's just gotta die. Like,
yeah, I don't want redemption. Not for him, at least. Like, no. Let him go out, blaze of glory, or something like that. Or they literally do pull a G Gundam plot point where it's his brother, but it's not really his brother. His brother actually already passed away, and this is just a clone of his brother that's infected with these fucking queen cells.
I don't know if it's like that's what's going on. I don't know. To me, it seems like whatever happened to them, like when they're kids, he got infected, and he's clearly like suffering and dying, and he wants to end, like, I guess he wants to I guess murder that other word together with them. Like he basically just wants them both to end at some point, get deleted.
Look, I'm fine. Chat, look, I'm fine with Fire Candle, Bouquet getting redemption arcs or something like that down the line. Right now it's too soon. We got to build up those characters first before we start doing some redemption.
Mm-hmm.
But someone got to go. And I think it's the brother.
I mean, it's got to be, like, unless they cure him, which, God, I hope they don't do.
Because it's like we still haven't gotten too much on, like, the couple here, Sweet Cake, Half Cake, Something Cake.
Mrs. Cake and Mr. Knife.
Shining Knife.
Yeah.
I forget they exist. I forget those characters exist because they've barely done anything since the show started.
Which is ironic because they had a giant fight where they were physically fighting against Stegosaur.
That fight was cool, but half the time I forget they exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really have any character It's sad when they give the like the grunts of the week that's based off of another Sentai more personality than these two have gotten.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about how he quite literally is Sun Wukong? The way he pulled out his candlestick, like, what?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Fucks with it. Fucks with it.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting. Oh yeah. What was it here? But what were we talking about before that?
Redemptions.
I guess. Not that like I said, I'm not opposed to the other two getting redemptions, and I do agree that like those two, like the monster of the troop, they don't really have the most character, at least at the moment. Maybe we'll get some more later when they get like a focus episode. But the next episode we're getting seems to focus on like it's going to be a crossover with Black and Green, which is going to be interesting because it's like you got the party guy and you got the serious detective lady who wants to find about her sister. So curious where the crossover is going to come involved. Also, out of curiosity, now that we've gotten a decent handle on the cast itself, who's your least favorite Gozuger? Because it's yellow for me. I don't like him that much.
I like Ryugi more than I like Rikuo. I would say Rikuo's still like at the bottom for me.
Wait, which one's which? I get them confused.
Rikuo is blue, Ryugi is yellow.
Yep.
Okay. I like yellow. I think yellow had a fun impression on me. Blue's got that idle stuff that can be all right sometimes, but it does get annoying. The only thing I feel like he's got going for him is that plot twist we got at the end, but that's probably most likely a red herring.
Kinjiro, on the other hand, still peak. Still best character.
Oh, absolutely. Like, green, black, and red, fantastic. It's just I'm like yellow.
Oh yeah, Sumino boss girl, as they've been saying. Boss.
See, I think they still have to have the episodes of the other members having their interactions with each other to build that team dynamic because we still haven't really gotten that yet.
I mean, they're not even a team for the most part. They're just like working together.
Well, essentially, yeah, it's like they're working together, collect all the rings. Once they have all the rings, cool. We can have a final fight between us all.
Yep.
To see who is number one.
I hate how we technically. I was really hoping that this week we would maybe get Hodoru's like dream, like what he wants. Still didn't get that. Damn.
Unless his dream ends up being to save his brother.
But here's the thing. He made fun. He what's it called? When they were talking on the stairs, like he called his brother out on that. He says like, "Yeah, that's not your dream. Don't even lie to me. I know that's not your dream." Because remember, he's like, "You have no dreams. None of it. Nothing."
Just got to figure out what his dream's gonna be. Maybe it's just to have a plate of delicious meat. He's gonna pull the buffer, and he's just gonna wish for some good meat.
Never gets old.
Nope.
I hope like we get more explainers for like why he acts like a dog, and I guess his like non-human-esque powers and whatnot.
Well, I mean, everybody's got non-human-esque powers when they got Megazord, so.
No. I mean, even before then. Remember how he fought in the freaking whatever it is?
Yeah.
It could be because he's been like homeless, so he's been like adapting to the wild or something like that. That's my speculation.
Could be.
He's been on the streets for so long.
I feel like I just thought that there was maybe a little bit more to it.
He's just the reincarnation of Apollon, and this is just an Aquarion sequel that we didn't know about.
No.
I have no idea what that
I'm pretty sure you
is.
didn't even watch the new season of Aquarion.
I've not. I stopped with the one before it because I found that retcon to the backstory to be completely ass backwards, and I was disappointed.
You stopped with Logos, okay.
With Evil.
Oh, Evil? Oh, so then you're 2 seasons behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I was, because of that plot point, I was just like, yeah, no.
Not feeling it?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm done with this franchise.
Fair. All right. Now to not talk about something that Ash doesn't know about. Back to the show.
It's okay.
Well, what else we got to talk about?
Ash, do you have any other things you want to bring up about the show? Because you're definitely into it. So go on.
No, I'm loving Gojuju. Like, I'm actually motivated to review it weekly for now. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. Pardon?
Especially after that one review. That one review of yours did pretty well.
Which one was that?
The one with the Megazord cover.
Well, I played into algorithm with that one. That's for sure. But that review did do pretty decent. Because I played into the algorithm and stuff like that with the Mighty Morphin Megazord and stuff like that. Because I knew that would be the hook, line, and sinker. Like, I even did the 2 thumbnails, the non-spoiler and then the spoiler at the end. And
yeah, people see original Megazord with a little shawl cape thing. They're gonna be like, "Ooh,
I like."
Click.
Yeah. But no, I'm just curious, like Ash, like, what are your overall thoughts on like where do you see like the characters going, like potentially, or like any theories?
I feel like Horo will probably end up being number 1. No idea where Yellow's going because we don't know anything about their backstory. Blue, Black, I feel like we need to learn more about them as well with those plot points. The grey eyes and the missing sister. And Green's fun to see on screen all the time with all the old people references. Yeah.
Or wants me to talk about the Lacti special. I'm not going to talk about the Lacti special.
That was a Lacti special?
Yeah. It ain't worth it. Save your brain cells.
I mean, most of Gotchard isn't worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It's just... No.
Did you watch it? You sound defeated. You sound...
Yeah, so I did watch it. I nuked that VOD. Because I didn't expect the villain to essentially be played by Ultraman Jeed's actor Riku. Okay. So we ended up watching Good Show that he was in that definitely skirts the line of Twitch TOS. So I was like, all right, just to make up for this shit show, we gonna watch this, but I'm gonna nuke this VOD. So I nuked the VOD.
Okay.
Yeah. So absolutely no.
I was just like, I thought you wanted no proof that you ever watched it, so you just nuked it.
I mean, technically there is proof because in the beginning of the actual Superhero Time stream, I did say we're going to watch it, but it's not in the header card because I was going to end the stream and start it back up just for the sake of nuking it. My intention was always to nuke that VOD.
Damn.
So it had the opportunity to be as wild and crazy as it was. And if you weren't there, then tough shit. You missed out. Actually, no, you probably you got shit at first, but then you got peak at the end with other show. So yeah.
What? Oh,
Power Rangers doing shit. Shows. Well, I was about to say Power Rangers doing shit. They doing stuff.
Power Rangers doing stuff. Not really. Comics. Comics. That's about it. No, nothing too crazy.
Ooh. I was going to say, speaking of new show, you did introduce us in the Discord / Zia Agito, if you want to join the Discord server, about that show, Train Man. It's about back when the internet was actually like a good place.
It was. Really, really good show. Densha Toko. Highly recommended. But speaking of other shows, there was a show that I did start streaming on Superhero Time. I didn't do it this past weekend. Yes, Mighty Guardian, which is the Vietnamese Toku show that's been in development hell for like over 10 years. But finally it's got episodes out there. They are available on YouTube, usually with machine translated subs right away. But the following Tuesday after their release is when they actually get the proper subs on there. But I would highly recommend it. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but it really gives me like early Heisei Kamen Rider vibes. It feels very Kuga-ish. So I highly Like right now, I'm enjoying it. Like the set pieces that we've gotten so far. We'll see how it plays up. But definitely a vast improvement from the show that we were electing to watch beforehand, which was Armor Hero Star Ray.
Oh, that reminds
Yes.
me. Are you gonna add the new Mask Hero anime thing to your watch along whenever that?
What's that?
I forget. It's the not to be hero. It's there's like a dude who just goes around with like a mask punching people. Like literally an Ichigo mask. Just like I forget what it's called.
Just runs around and what?
Yeah, he's just like he wants to be a hero, sort of. So he like.
Oh,
wears,
yeah,
like,
that anime. When is that airing?
I have no clue. I don't even know if it might have aired already. I know that it's a thing. I keep forgetting.
Let me find you the trailer, Zio. I made a video talking about it.
Actually, really good. It looks really good.
I haven't read the manga, but I know it's got waifu bait in it from what I've seen with some of the covers.
But yeah, it's just what I described. He's wearing a very shitty like Ichigo mask, going around like handing street justice.
Ah, my favorite kind of justice.
Yeah, I thought that was like so you coded. I thought like you would definitely be down to watch that.
Let me click on this here and see. Oh wow, he literally is just wearing a fucking Ichigo.
I told you, it's a shitty Ichigo mask. He goes around punching people. Street justice.
Yeah. That's translation going on here, so I can see
I'm
it.
sure chat knows the name. I just don't remember it.
It says Tojima Tanzaburu wants to be a masked rider.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah, they posted it. Thank you guys.
Animation looks pretty good. Very detailed shots.
Crazy Orb was talking about ape versus no more talk about ape versus monster, please.
Talking about what now?
Orb was talking about ape versus monster.
I'm not talking about that. That ain't Toku.
We're not, and also that was terrible.
What ain't Toku?
Don't worry about it, Ash. The less you know, the better. Oh, Zio, have you seen? You're looking at it right now, I assume, right?
All right, I am definitely interested.
All right, seems I assume it seemed like something that would be up your alley.
I mean, guy just doing random Kamen Rider poses as like a kid growing up. I'm like, this guy is me. He is me.
he goes around serving out street justice
In his 40s, and I'm like, I got time. I got time.
You're like, I'm watching this. This is on the list.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to add that one to the docket. Let's see, when does it come out?
if it isn't obvious enough for you guys,
there's no release date yet. It's just 2025.
Yeah.
Chat.
So it might be later.
I know there's a manga. No spoilers.
Yeah, I know. I've seen images of the manga. When I looked up images for thumbnails, and yeah.
Even if you're gonna mention like, oh, the opening has this, and it's kind of a spoiler for later. It's like, well, it's not if you don't say it. So don't say it.
No, absolutely.
Yes, just like
a lot of fun.
Just like people talking about Red Ranger Isekai. It's like, don't watch the ending of don't watch the full ending because it spoils things.
I haven't finished that anime.
I heard it was pretty okay.
Yeah. Like I want to watch it dubbed, but then people say watch it subbed because it's got all the Sentai actors in there voicing people. But I was like,
oh yeah.
I want to watch it dubbed so I can like multitask and play like Oblivion or Xenoblade X or something like that. Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know if they dubbed over like the henshin devices for the show as well. Because if they did, then that does ruin a lot of some of the references that you have in there.
I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to go back and watch it.
All right, cool. So, anything else to discuss? I'm surprised that even with the amount of things that has been popped in the last couple of weeks, that we actually got through pretty fast.
Well, to be fair, it really isn't that much. You know what I mean? It's like
Well, the episodes themselves, like at least in terms of Gavv, haven't provided much there, because you get some bite-sized crumpets of information.
And with the Sentai, it's like there's only so much you can say. It's cocaine-filled Sentai. It's exciting. It's new. You know, it's good to begin with. So obviously, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, we're not feeling cocaine fatigue from Goju just yet.
No, not yet.
Until we get like completely like double filled cocaine. We'll find out. We'll find out depending on how the new writer season. Once we start getting more details about that, because
what's the name for that again? I keep forgetting. It's
Zetsu.
Isn't there like stuff that's been dropping, but it's just been like pictures so far?
I mean, I saw one drawing of a helmet, and that's about it. I haven't really dug too much into it. Considering once again how early this name trademark dropped, it still has me a little hesitant.
From what I've been
in early production as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, from what I've been told, the reason why it's in early production is because now, like how Gavv was leaked through like a Chinese streaming device, I think they have to sort of run it through China if they're going to be airing it in there. What I could be wording that from, but that's what I've heard.
Okay, because it seems like they, especially like Gavv, was already like in mid production as well by the time like it was aired. So maybe that's what they're
but we still ended up getting the trademark for it like in mid-May, like we normally do. That's why that one dropping so early as it did was like, it caught us off guard.
True. I mean, I can't give you a solid answer, but yeah.
Because now it's like the waiting game. Is this actually going to be the name of the show, or is this some side project they're going to do? Are they going to pull a decade situation where we get a half show just to recorrect the show's flow, or what? Who knows?
By the way, I have a question for you, Zio, because this is, I guess, something only you can answer, really. Well, I guess in some select people in the chat. Because of that thing that we've done recently for that one person that we know, what has your favorite opening for any of the generations changed recently?
I would say that the flavor profile of a lot of Ultraman songs do be hitting different. For example, Mebius is definitely top tier intro.
Dinah? You went to Dinah?
I do be loving some Dinah. That is indeed a really good song.
I'm just curious if anything got shaken up in like your top lists after, maybe listening to them again.
Oh, well, the thing is, since I wasn't someone else keeping track of the scores, so it's just like I'd have to look back and see what my scoring was in several of these.
Okay.
Since it was literally 8 hours of scoring intros. So, excuse me for being fatigued.
No, it's fine. I did it today. I think I
so for those of you unaware, someone in my Discord server is trying to do a ranking of every Toku intro song ever
across every generation of Toku.
And essentially, he wanted a large sample size, but we had to commit to being there from beginning to end, and give our scores from 0 all the way to 10, and then he just made an aggregate score based off of the rules of averages on where each intro landed. And he thought this was only going to last 5 hours, but we went on for over 8 hours and only got through the big three. So we only got through Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Ultraman. So we still have everything else left. So we got to sit down for another scoring session sometime in the future. But yes, we spent pretty much 8 hours like just listening to and it's the full intro, not even the TV size. This is why it took so long, because the thing is, TV size might hit different, definitely hits different than full size versions. Like, because then you have the beat drops, you have the instrumentals that kick in.
Does the song hold through all the way through, or does it like have a very
exactly
tangent?
So we went through all of that, and definitely my taste in Ultra songs has changed because I've watched a lot more Ultra now over the last year and a half.
Right.
So it's like I've gotten familiar with some of them, especially hearing some on loop from just the intro itself that has changed some scoring on there.
Has this convinced you to maybe like seek out some of the other Ultraman on your, maybe later?
Yes, but right now we've gone through like just with just the Twitch streams themselves. It's like obviously we watched Decker Blazar Arc for like the current airing shows, but then on Toku Rewind, we've watched Orb, Mebius, and Leo. And then in my own time, I've watched Jeed.
Yeah.
And then the Zero films, like all the different Ultra Galaxy.
Ultra fan out of you yet?
Yeah. So seen those. So I definitely have a few notches under my belt right now when it comes to the Ultra shows.
We'll get there.
But yeah, next up would be listening to all of those other intros. So we'll see. I would say that by the end of our session last night, since we were getting through all of the compilation Ultra series, I think the majority of us were just done, and we were like, man, all these songs are just ass.
Jesus Christ.
Because they were. The majority of the songs were just ass.
Damn.
Especially when we got to like some middle riffs where the beats would drop or someone would throw in a random like either rap verse or just start talk singing. And it's
that
like
was me with Live Devil. I hated that thing.
And I was just like, that's my gold star for Reiwa. So
I thought you were over quotes or dude.
That's not Reiwa. That's the end of Heisei.
Oh, okay.
That's literally where Heisei Phase 2 ends. So Over Quartzer got my gold star for that one, but Reiwa was like literally just judging 0-1 through Gavv.
I guess.
So.
Wow. Well, I don't know. I think I gave Live Double like a 2.
I'm guessing your top score was Almighty.
What?
Was it Almighty?
From Saber? I actually don't remember. It was either that or Got Boost. It was one of the two.
Got Boost, really? Like the thing is, the song just sounds too K-poppy. It's an alright song. The visuals definitely help it out. But the thing is, we were just listening to the songs, no visuals to go with them. Because that's the thing. Is like we're judging the music.
Yeah, just the music.
So,
like I said, it was between that or Saber. One of those two definitely got a gold star. I just don't remember.
Roroni's calling you a fake fan if you didn't make Almighty your gold star.
I don't know, Roroni. I'll tell you in like after I hit up Sai in a couple hours, because right now he's probably in a coma trying to get some sleep.
Yes,
he stayed up till 8 o'clock. So
the thing is, this Toku whole music thing is also going to encompass things like Power Rangers and shit like that as well. Luckily, those intros, most of them don't have full versions, so those should be easy for us to knock out.
Hopefully. Plus, most of us know them by heart anyway, so it's like, hey, I can give my like rating pretty quickly.
Yes, and then there's so many that are just Go-Go Power Rangers that'll just make it an easy like 1.5, like 1. It'll just keep going gradually down the more I hear Go-Go Power Rangers.
I cannot tell you how good it was to hear Flashman again. That was so nice. Also found out.
Roroni called you a fake fan because you called Over Quartzer a Reiwa song. That's why.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fair. I got the errors confused. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was the end. He was the end. 0-1 was 0-1 for a reason.
One left. It's okay.
Starting to back up.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Anything else we got before we go ahead and call it quits for the night? As I continue.
I'm gonna go play Oblivion after this.
Shortest episode that actually wasn't us trying to pad the time. It literally was. We had news.
We had And we went
through it. And time just goes by so much faster when we don't have Mark around.
Love you, Mark.
Mark randomly shows up eating a pickle, just like,
oh my God.
Just like I heard that.
Want to talk about
toys? You want to talk about?
He'll start talking about candy toys. Drop some massive verse stuff, that kind of stuff.
Bring out the whole pickle jar. It's just like, we're not ending the stream until this pickle jar is empty, and that includes the liquid.
It's like, joke's on you. I can just press the end stream button. All right. Well, I guess
maybe we can just leave the stream with Mark just eating pickles, so people say, "Oh, Zio, I got Agito is live," and it's just like Mark sitting there.
It's like pickles talking.
Zio's out here making content. All right, let's go. Why is there just a random guy eating pickles? You get hacked?
It's like, wait, no, that's a nerd named Mark. I know that hat anyway.
I mean, the Omega trailer. I mean, it's all right. There's not much to dissect from it.
Yeah.
It's your standard Ultra promo thing with silhouettes. We see Pro Tag a little bit, and that's about it. We got more from the announcement details than that trailer, if I'm to be real. So
I have Mega Rangers in my head. Oh, great.
Mega Ranger, that was my gold star.
Mega.
All right. Anything?
No, not really.
I want to play Oblivion. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I've got double booked for 2 lunch plans. So
look, I'm done with my gaming session. That I beat Xenoblade a couple weeks back, 166 hours.
I need to finish Oblivion this weekend before Tuesday.
It's like right now, it's just like I've got my gaming out of my system up until Switch 2 comes out. So
I've got to get all the gaming I can in before Tuesday.
Well. Hopefully that surgery goes well.
You lying bitch, you want me to die, don't you?
Gates is he left right before I was doing.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say something nice about Gates and Takahashi.
Don't do that. You might actually die on the operating table.
Was that you who disconnected, or did I?
No, you literally. I thought that was part of the bit. I was literally about to say some shit about Geets, and you disappeared.
Damn.
So.
All right, sorry, my bad. I don't know what's going on with my connection today. It's just, I think something's going on.
You know what? If Takahashi wrote God Chart, it would probably have been better.
You know what? You know what's funny? I think Takahashi's finally honed in on the person who's been actually talking shit about him, because John had that horrible day.
Oh yeah, no, that's off-stream discussion that consumed an entire day worth of discussion. That was an event that happened on the Discord server. Never forget.
That was a beautiful day. That was.
Well, 420 Easter, more than Jesus rose up, and more than the Pope died the following day. A lot of things happen. Correlation of events. You kind of have to be a part of the server to understand. Yep. The Discord server has its own lore by now. It does, especially when bets from 3 years ago finally have a payoff randomly.
You're giving too much information away, Vizio, for free.
Like, I'm just saying, bets from 3 years ago finally had a random payoff. On 420. Yes, on 420. Never forget.
And then on 421, oh my god.
It was too much for the Pope. Couldn't handle it. It was like a bet that long. Really?
Yeah, 3 years in the making.
Yep. All right. Well, I ain't got shit to promote. Cloudy ain't got shit to promote, but Ash has shit to promote.
Oh yeah, I've got shit to promote. Give me 1 moment for my YouTube studio. So what have I got? I'm starting to put my comic reviews into compilations right now, so I'm getting that longer watch time format. So I put all my my reviews for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 101 to 110 plus the unlimited spin-off side stories. Adding all those reviews together nearly came down to a 3-hour video, so if you enjoy your commutes to work, then maybe you'll like that. Still reviewing Radiant Black, still reviewing the Power Ranger comics and covering the previews. Also, go check out my video talking about the Jason David Frank linked phone call. I'll just leave it at that. It's quite the interesting call. I'll just say that much.
I did see that pop up in my feed, but I didn't click on it yet. I don't know how salacious it is.
We can talk about it off stream.
Okay.
If you want.
All right, but that's it. Cloudy died. So
Bye, Cloudy.
we'll not see him next week, most likely. But yeah, that's it. And we'll see you all next week. And hopefully I can get back to producing these videos next week because I got the majority of my travels out the way now. So we should be good to go. But until next time, bye.
Bye.